Hi guys, how are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I am happy and delighted to be here, and I'm glad that you're here with me too. Today I want us to talk about courses that you want to come study in Canada in 2024 going to 2025. People, it's almost the end of the year. This is the time a lot of you are applying to school for September next year. Some are still struggling with May admissions, and it's high time that we look into the future because of the changing immigration landscape here in Canada. Okay, so guys, I am an immigration consultant. I'm based here in Calgary, Alberta. I represent all your immigration applications. I advise you, I answer your questions. I deal with refugee work, PR work, studies, study permits, work permit, visit, all those things. But please, people, I don't have offices anywhere in the world. I work from Calgary online. Yes, I meet people virtually through all the media platforms here, Zoom, Teams, WhatsApp, video, name it. But I only meet people who have booked consultations. So if you need my services, if you need my help, if you need me to answer any question or clarify, I am happy to do that. Please head on to our website www.mileleimmigrationservices.ca and book yourself a consultation. It's the best money you'll ever spend. Okay? All right. Let us get into the point. Before we get there, have you subscribed to this channel? If you have, thank you. You guys have kept me here and you keep me going even when I get so busy that I don't have time. I still remember that I owe you something. That's why I'm here. So continue sharing, continue subscribing, liking, and share my information with someone out there who may benefit. A lot of people have told me that they have benefited even indirectly without necessarily having to book a consultation. But if you need that one-on-one, I give honest and candid professional advice, maybe too honest. I don't know how to sugarcoat stuff. I would tell you based on my professional opinion. Anyway, let's move on, guys. We are talking about courses you or your child or your sister, your brother, anybody, your friend. If you know someone who wants to come to study in Canada, this is a good time to start thinking. Do we just go to Canada and take up any course simply because an agent is selling you a course or someone is advising you to take a course? These are some of the best courses. I'm not saying all other courses are not good, but these are some of the best courses that you can concentrate on going forward. And especially if you're coming to Canada so that you eventually become a permanent resident. I always tell people, when you're coming to study here, ask yourself, what is my outcome? What is my way out? What is my goal? Because there are two types of people. There are people who want to come here, study, get that credential, and go back home. Granted and fair, that's a good plan, okay? Those people, they don't really have to care too much about what course they are doing here, especially because they are not interested in becoming permanent residents. However, they may still want to consider, because we are living in a global village today whereby, you're not restricted to your geographical location on getting a job. You could be from Ghana and you're working in Liberia, or you could be from South Africa and you're working in Hawaii. It doesn't matter. So you want to be marketable. And then of course we have the other group that is very specific. Yes, they are coming to study, but they also have that goal of settling in Canada after their studies as permanent residents and hopefully become citizens like myself. Okay, good, guys. So the second category is mostly the kind of people I deal with, because we want to craft a pathway and a strategy and be very intentional in you coming to Canada as an international student. All right, so the best courses that you should be selecting, I tell people, the most important decision you will make when you want to come here study is selecting the right course for your desired outcome. We've said identify your outcome, then work backwards and determine what steps and what decisions you need to make along the way. Okay, so like coming up with a roadmap, you need a roadmap that ends in PR. Where do you start? Okay, and usually that's what I do with my international students, consultees. So people who consult me, they want to come to Canada, I work with them personally. I don't give them this course or do that course. No, we work one-on-one. We look at your budget, we look at your profile, we look at all the other factors, things even like age and your immigration prospects, because believe me, with the changes in immigration, there are people who are coming here and are unable to become permanent residents. You don't want to be that person. Okay, so if you need that help, I am happy to sit with you for 1 hour. We talk studies and we talk about everything studies. Book a consultation on our website. Now, which are these courses? My people, which are these courses that I want you to consider? I see this list is not exhaustive, but it's a good direction. It helps you make a better decision when choosing your course. Okay, guess what? If I were you, or if you're my sister or brother, okay, the courses I would consider most right now are based in the occupations that are in demand in Canada. And you know, you have to play a balancing act, because you just don't want to choose a course that is just in demand in Canada, because guess what? You still have to convince a visa officer as to why you should be given a chance to come study, and you have to convince them how you will utilize the skill sets that you get in Canada back in your home country. So there's some balancing act. There are times we employ some tricks in the industry. You can always talk to me and we see how we can be a bit creative in your course selection. Okay, so the courses that are in demand should always guide you when you're choosing a course. Okay, at times I also warn people that there are some courses that are deemed to be in demand, but maybe they don't necessarily pay you well. So you also have another balancing act to play there, because you just don't want to study a course that really can't lead you to financial sufficiency. Come on, let's be honest. We all want to be financially stable sooner rather than later. Okay, you know, one of the satisfactions of life, you know, its quality of life is leading, its flexibility, its freedom. And you realize that a lot of these things, even good health, they are all supported by finances, because we are not able to feed properly, we are not able to, you know, get into some hobbies, exercise, stuff like that, travel, you know, experience life if we don't have money. So whether we like it or not, money is always a motivation. Okay, because money makes life easier. It's not everything, but money makes life easier. So you still want to consider the remuneration that you get in whatever occupation that you take. Anyway, guys, let's come back. So I said, if you're my sister or my brother, what will I be advising you to take? Number one, STEM courses. And STEM courses, I'm saying science, technology, engineering, and mathematical courses. You will not go wrong, my friend. You're not going wrong with any of those courses. And especially here in Canada right now, under the category-based occupations, this is a top category that is giving people draws in the express entry. And you know, I'm not gonna be exhaustive, but I'm just gonna mention a few. You know, people like architects, engineers, it doesn't matter, civil engineers, managing engineers, you know, computer developers, data scientists, mathematicians, statisticians, natural and applied, policy researchers, consultants, software developers, urban and land planners. All those are courses that you can come take here. You know, urban planning is a big thing. Web designing, web developing, computers, whatever, anything computer and information technology, my friend. You're never gonna go wrong. AI, cyber security, all these things that you should be looking at when you're considering courses. Business analysts, data analysts, all these are very, very crucial courses, highly marketable. The good thing with these courses, they also give you a good income in Canada. Okay, Majority of these people make over $100,000 a year. Okay, I know over 100,000, it's not a lot of money these days, but at least you are still way up high above the rest. Okay, number 2, healthcare courses. My friend, hey, yeah, everywhere in the world, healthcare. It doesn't matter. We have an aging population, we have lifestyle diseases, we have everything goes back to health, because you know that health is the biggest asset that anybody can have. Ask me, I know. So healthcare courses, it doesn't matter whether it's support, doctors, nurses, chiropractors, name it, anything healthcare administration, go for it if that is your line of interest. Okay, the other courses that you need to be considering: transportation courses. Yes, and it doesn't matter right now, because again, you know, you have to look at how the world is evolving. People are moving. You know, at times I fly and I'm at airports and I'm asking myself, where do all these people go? Everywhere airports are full. So it doesn't matter whether it's air transportation, marine, you know, rail or road. Take transportation courses. Everybody is on the move. You know, people have become flexible. People are looking for flexibility, okay? And people will always be on the move. So go take courses in transportation. The other courses you should be considering, my friend, agriculture. Come on, food production. You know, it doesn't matter where we are in the world, everybody is eating. And you know, at times I look at back where I come from in Kenya, and you know, everybody has migrated to the urban areas. You know, people are no longer farming, populations are growing. One thing that is becoming scarce every year is food. Okay, so we need people in agriculture and agri-food occupations. And the other one in this country that you should be studying is trades, and this one is based in Canada, guys. So trades, come here if you can. Look for programs that are going to lead you to apprenticeship. There's a lot of programs, even in mechanics, you know, whatever, any trade. Look for those programs that can lead you to apprenticeship and come do them, because oh boy, yes, trades pay money. I tell you, some of the richest people that I know here, you know, you might look down upon them, but some of them are in trades. Okay, I get my fridge, you know, spoiled here for 2 seconds, and a guy comes, looks at it, I'm paid 300 or 200, and then I still buy a part, and before I know it, I have parted with $350, and this guy goes to 3-4 homes in a day. And I talk to some of these, you know, plumbing, it doesn't matter. Take trades if that is your area of interest. Okay, the other thing, and this one is just particular to Canada, come take French. These days, let me tell you, one of the golden tickets to immigration is French. So if you're skilled, you fare in everything else. If you can come here, you can actually come to school to study French, simply because Canada is bilingual. There are some regions here like Quebec or New Brunswick, where New Brunswick is bilingual. French is full, Quebec is full French. And you know, you can't compare taking French in Nairobi at Alliance. Nothing bad against Alliance. Come on, if that's the only place you can go, come on, it's better than nothing. So go do it there. But that nothing beats coming and learning French from an ethnic, you know, French speaker. Okay, so guys, the other thing that you want to consider, any course, it doesn't matter your area of specialty, you know, it doesn't matter your background, but take any course that either intersects with healthcare or technology. Yes, you know what, even if you're in finance, you can incorporate technology. Yes, you know, the other day I was smiling, I saw green finance, and I'm like, ooh, what is green finance? You know, I don't even know, you know. So there's so many things here that are intersecting, you know, with sustainability, and maybe that's the other thing that I want to talk about, things that are dealing with sustainability. So sustainability, technology, healthcare, anything, regardless of your background. If anything interacts or intersects with that, please take that kind of a course. Okay. The other courses that you want to consider taking are management courses, and my favorite is always an MBA. Come on, you will never go wrong with an MBA, and there's so many specializations in MBA today. So there's even MBAs in healthcare administration. So people take MBAs management. Whether it's in Canada or not, you will always be employable. Okay. The other courses that you want to take are courses that lead to industry designations. Yes, you want to stand out. You want a designation that makes you stand out from the rest. So that is an added advantage in your employability and gives you that competitive advantage. The same thing with courses that lead you to licensing. You want to stand tall and say, I am licensed in this field. I am competent. So designations and licenses, they make you gain respect in your industry. So come do them. And some of those designations, the best place to get them is Canada, you know. And I know there's a lot of designations that may not be available, especially for people from developing countries. So those are very good courses that you want to come take here, because come on, you know, they give you that. Even when you are justifying the need for that course, you want to be a cut above the rest, considering that some of those places, you know, like Kenya, it's very competitive out there in the labor market. Okay. So my friend, this is not conclusive, but what I tell you is that you have to start being very creative in your choices of courses. Don't just take a course because someone told you to take it, your parents forced you to do that, someone suggested. Think through, be very critical. The best decision, as I said, you'll ever make towards your Canadian immigration goal is selecting the right course. First, because you want to gain something, you're investing money in that course, you're spending money and time. Come on, make it count. Secondly, you also want to become a permanent resident. See where those two, you know, goals meet, because you want money, you want a good course, you want good skills, but you still want to become a permanent resident. Balance well. Talk to a professional. Always talk to me if you're interested. Book that a study consultation on our website. Let's design a pathway for you from the word go to make sure that you are saving, you know, on opportunity costs down the road. Okay. So when you come to us, what do you get? You know, we consider things like employability, PR, your budgets, everything, name it, your age. You know, the other day someone tells me, oh Lois, I went to this agency and they told me that I'm over 40, I can't get a study permit. And I always tell people, I have so many students who are over 40, or, you know, I once brought a student 3 years ago. She's 57. She was 57 in 2020 when she came here to study. Come on, guys. What is challenging you? How old are you? You're just 35 and you're telling me that someone told you you're too old to come study. So let's talk about these things. Of course, you gotta think about immigration options down the road, and that's why we need to come up with that strategy. Anyway, guys, I hope that this gives you some insight. I like to give you some points that are thought-provoking. I hope this is one of those videos. Look at it and reconsider your coming to Canada and the choices and of courses that you're making. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for keeping it here. Next, we shall talk about visas, study permits to be specific. So watch out for the next video, and please subscribe, like, and share. Turn on that notification button just so that you don't miss out our videos. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care. Bye now.